session, we'll go with the next topic. Next topic that is present in our list of detail. Let's see. Okay, so we have seen if else statement, we have seen switch. We also understood what is break. Don't worry about continue. I'll explain you what is continue in upcoming classes. And then from today, we'll understand about the for loop. I'll take 2 classes for this, today and tomorrow, to make you understand for loop. And there is one more concept called for off and for in loop inside this for loop. So we'll go slowly because this is an important topic. And there will be a lot of practice question to come from here. I'll give you a few questions and post the class, but you can also search in Google and take the number of questions that you want. So in today's session, we'll start with the for loop, and I'll create a new folder for loop. Before that, any question anyone have? Okay, all right. So imagine a situation. Think of a situation like this, that you need to print some value 5 times. You need to print some value 5 times. So for example, if I write hello world, and I need this hello world to be printed 5 times. So console.log hello world, how we'll write in the same way. I want this to be printed, 5 times. So what should be my ideal output? It should be hello world. Then I'll just copy this one. Okay, this is what the actual output I'm expecting, that hello world should be printed inside the console, inside the terminal 5 times. How many times? 5 times. What are the things we have? We have the output, which is hello world, and we also have number of time it is supposed to be printed, which is 5 times I'm saying. Now, when yesterday I was talking about this one, I just gave a hint little bit when someone asked me that how to figure it out, which loop to use when. So in this case, whenever you know there is a number of fixed iterations, this is called as iterations. This is one iteration. If you're doing the same repeated task again and again, that is called as iterations. How many times you're doing the same things. When you know that there are a number of times I have to perform this iteration, in that case, we'll be using for loop. So what is basically for loop? I'll just write it here. For loop is used to execute the block of code repeatedly until the specified condition is true or condition is met. For specified condition is met and next condition is false. Okay. So what I wrote here, I wrote for loop is used to execute the block of code repeatedly in the sense until the actual condition become false or the actual output, that desired output that we needed is getting completed. It is meeting the output value, then it should stop executing, it should stop iterating for the next one. For example, I said here hello world, this to be printed 5 times. We'll see in the normal way as well as in the for loop way. So first let me write the syntax of for loop. Okay, so the syntax of for loop starting this way. So it start with for, like however we have seen if, switch, that is each loop is starting with their own name. If I say if else, it's starting with if. If I say switch, it is starting with switch. Same way, for loop also start with for. It start with for. And we know by now that each and every loop that we are writing, each and every loops we have learned so far, if else or switch statement, whenever a loop opens a bracket and closes the bracket, inside that some conditions goes inside that. If I go to the if else statement, if I go to if else statement, you see number is greater than 0. There is a condition applied here. If I go to switch statement, then we are saying there is a days, and there is a days value already associated here. So some type of value we are providing inside that. In the same way, for loop also consists of some of the detail inside the bracket, and those details are called as initialization. Initialization, we'll understand this one. Semicolon, condition, comma, iterations. And we know that if after every block, every loop, there is open and close curly braces. And inside this, code to be written, what are the code need to be executed? That execution code need to be written here. So this is the syntax. You'll understand more about this. Don't worry if you're not understanding now. So the syntax is there is something called initialization, condition, iterations. By now, we already know that what is the way we can initialize a variable, what is the way we can declare the variable, what is the way variable is declared using, like we say, let a equal to 10. That's how we declare or initialize a variable. We initialize a variable, then we declare the value to it. So in same way, here also it is happening. This is the syntax, ideal syntax. I will understand each and everything. What is this? There is something called initialization. This is where the variable value is declared. Now we have another thing with condition. Condition to be checked. And we know by now, we have seen inside the if else also and inside the switch also, that whenever the condition is true, condition to be checked, and when condition is true, the executor, let's say the body of the loop should be executed. So when this condition is true, then only you need to go inside the executor, inside this bracket, to execute the further code, whatever it is inside this one. If this condition is false, it means that the for loop has to stop. You should not do any check after this one. So we have seen what is initialization. We are initializing a variable. There is a variable that I have declared and it has got some value to it. Then I'm asking it to check for the condition. There is some condition. Same thing, whatever we have done in the if else statement, similar thing is there. So in if else, what we did, there is a initialization we did. We have declared the variable. Then we are checking the condition here. Apart from these two statements, there is one more thing, that is iterations. Iterations is nothing but iteration is nothing but we have seen in the data types. Inside the operators, we have seen there is an increment and decrement operator. Do people remember by now? Somewhere we have seen in the arithmetic operator, there is something called increment and decrement operator. So what basically this operator does, it will increase the value by 1. If I say plus, it will increase the value by 1. If I say minus, it will increase the value by, it will decrease the value by -1. So iteration is nothing but it increases the value by 1 or decreases by 1. Okay, don't write this one. It increases the value. It increases the value or decreases. Why did not write like increases by 1 and decreases by 2? Because in certain situation you will also write minus multiple time, like it should decrease by 2, it should increase by 2 in that sense. That is why we are saying it increases the value or decreases the value. Okay, so this is more or less the syntax of for loop. So what we understand here, so there is an initialization. Understand this for loop syntax, guys. Put some concentration. So the syntax start with for. It will have some initialization. It will have some condition. It will have some iterations. Then it will have code to be written inside the loop. And when the code, this part of code will get executed, if this condition is true. Whenever this condition is false, the loop will terminate. When this condition becomes false, the loop will terminate. It will stop executing. Now you might get another question here, that is this mandatory field? Is initialization, condition, iteration definitely need to be initialized here only? Is it mandatory inside the for loop? Then no. We'll see in the next topic when we understand this further detail about this one. So these are not mandatory things. You can also ignore the initialization. You can put it initialization on the top, but the structure, the format that it has, the for loop format, that is permanent. That should be in this way. It should have 1 semicolon and 2 semicolon. These 2 semicolon definitely must and should be present inside the for loop. So if you don't provide anything also, still your for loop should look in this way. For at least it has to be in this format. This is also correct for loop syntax. Why? Because we are saying there is a for here, and the for has got a bracket which is opening the bracket inside which where we initialize, we provide the condition, we provide the iteration. So inside this for loop, I did not give any initialization, I did not give any condition, I did not give any iterations, but I have given the semicolon. So semicolon here means that before the first semicolon there is an initialization part, after that there is a condition part, and at last there is initialization, sorry, there is an iteration. Now when these three are present inside that, how we are going to declare this, how we are going to initialize? We initialize outside the for loop. We'll probably initialize at the top here saying let a equal to 10, or inside we'll write somewhere let condition equal to greater than a greater than 5, something like that, and then we'll start executing the code. So why I wanted to explain this one is whenever you see this kind of format where it says for open one curly braces, sorry, one semicolon and second semicolon, don't get confused that this is a wrong format. This is also a correct format. Tomorrow, for the practice purpose, wherever you see any practice question, they might ask you this question, or you'll see this question: is this a correct for loop syntax? For comma and comma. Then you should say yes, this is the correct for loop syntax. There is another way you can write this one. For, I'll say initialization, condition, and done. This is also correct because why? Always remember the for inside the for loop there should be at least 2 semicolon. Whenever you see multiple semicolon, it means that syntax is exactly correct, and this is how the syntax should look like. Okay, so any question here in the understanding the syntax? All right, so now we'll see how to use for loop and what is the ideal case when we need to use for loop. So if you see here, I said for loop is used to execute the block of code until the specified condition met and next condition is false. And also I'll write here, when you have the fixed number of iteration, then choose for loop. What is number of iteration? It is nothing but how many times you want to execute the loop. This is called as iterations. how many times you want to execute the loop. If you already know these things, if you know that I have to execute something for 5 times, then you should be using for loop. If you don't have the number, then we'll see what is to use, when to use. But if you already have the fixed value, so suppose taking this example, there is a country drop down. If you go to any of the website to fill up the form, they'll ask you which country you belongs to. There is a country drop down. So in the country drop down, you will see n number of countries will be present there. But those are finite country. It is not infinite. You have the length of that. It will be max in the entire world. We have 196 or 197 country, but not all country are listed there. So we will definitely have the limited set of data that we know that at least it will not be the infinite data. We have the finite data. And when you have the finite data, when you have the fixed iteration, you know the fixed data is present. In that case, for loop will be used. This is the important statement, because with this one statement, you will get exact idea like when to use for loop. So I said, when you have the fixed number of iteration, then choose for loop. Now let's assume that you have to print something for the 5 time. You need to print some value 5 times, and the value is hello world. How will you do? I'll simply say let name equal to, I'll just say testing. Hello world, I'll take hello world. Now if I have to print this value console.log, what I'll do, I'll say name. Then I'll copy this one. I'll say node for loop.js. This is how we'll print the value. We'll say hello world 5 times. It will print the value. My output is whatever my output was expected. It is displaying the correctly here, correct output. Now think of a situation where you have to print 100 times hello world. Will you write 100 times console.log? Will that be enough? Like if I keep on writing, look how bad this is looking. Every time I'm printing the same statement, console.log, console.log, console.log. Rather than doing this, we'll use for loop and we'll not print for n number of time. For 5 times, we'll not write console.log. For loop will take care of that one. Now let's see how it is. Let's say print the number from 1 to 5. Same thing we are doing. Whatever we are doing here, we are doing the same thing here. I'm saying print the number from 1 to 5. So what should be the output? Output should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have the finite set of data. We know that there are 5 times I have to print the value. First time I have to print 1, second time I have to print 2, third time I have to print 3, 4, and 5. Now let's do this one using the for loop. What is the syntax we have seen for the for loop? This is the syntax for the for loop: initialization, condition, or iteration, increment or decrement. Iteration is nothing but increment or decrement. So when I say for, first I said initialization. By now we already know how the initialization happen. Initialization happen with let keyword or constant keyword followed by the name of the variable, and then there is some data provided to it. The data is anything. Like if you see this particular line 28, we are saying there is a let keyword, there is a variable, and that's variable with the name is holding some value. This is how the initialization and declaration happen. This is declaring the string and this is initializing value. But here we need to do the initialization. It means we have to give the complete value. So I'll say for let, while let it is a keyword, then I have to give the variable name that I equal to. And now how will you come to know which value I need to use? Should I use 0? Should I use 1? Should I use 2? Then based on your requirement, based on your output desired, you should be able to understand over the period of time. When you practice, you'll get more idea of this one. You should be able to understand which value to be used. For example, my desired output is 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it means that my first output is definitely 1. It should not be 0. It should definitely be 1. It should not be 2 also. So when I say my first output is definitely 1, it means when I initialize the value, it should be 1, because that's where I have to start my execution. So I'll say let I equal to 1, because my output should be first value. And whatever the first value, if I say let's print from 2 to 5, or 2 to 10, then it should be 2. If I say let print from all the even number 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, then it should again start with 2, because my first requirement is 2. If I have to print from 0 to 5, then my first requirement is 0. Then I'll say let I equal to 0. If my requirement is 0 to 5, I'll say let I equal to 0. If my requirement is 2 to 5, I'll say I equal to 2. So based on the requirement, you should be able to initialize the value. So for let I equal to 1. Why? Because our requirement is 1. Now, if you see here, I have given the initialization. And the next thing is condition. Here, the condition. What is the condition? And what is our condition here? What should be the ideal condition we have? The condition should be to check the value less than or equal to 5. So it means that our condition should be in such a way that it should print some value 5 times. If I'm printing 1, it should print 1 time, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It should print 5 times. Now I will say let I equal to 1, which is initialization. I know I have to print it from I value. So I is 1, so it will print for the first time, which is I. Now I'll say I less than 5, again semicolon. We'll see what 5 is doing. We'll understand this iteration in the next line. Let me write. And then we'll say we have these iterations. And that was condition. Then we have iteration. Iteration nothing but increase or decrease the value. Increasing or decreasing the value. So I will say here I plus plus. Now if you see this particular for loop, whatever we have declared as value, it is same way how the syntax is written. There is syntax for, which opens and closes the bracket. Here also it opens and closes the bracket. And then inside the close, open and close bracket, we have initialization, which is let I equal to some value. We have condition. And what is the condition here? The condition is I less than 5. And we know by now that condition will return some value. It will return some Boolean value. And then we have iterations. Iteration nothing but looping through. I'm going to print it for the first time, then I'm going to print it for the second time, again third time. So n number of time, it will keep on increasing, or sometime it has to decrease. If I have to print from 10 to 1, then it has to decrease the value. I minus minus it should become. You'll see that as well. But for now, let's see this one. Now, when I say this value, when I provide this condition, now we know that when the condition is true, then only this part of code will get executed. When condition is true, and only the for block code will be executed. Okay, when condition is true, then the for block code will be executed. And what is for block code? It will be inside this block of code, inside the curly braces. So what is our output? Desired output here, we need to print some value, right? So I'll say console.log, and what we need to print here? Any guess here what we need to print? We'll print
I need to print I.
Yeah, we need to print the I value. Why? Because we are saying that I is 1, and we have to print the value as 1 to 5. Now when the I value is 1, this is what we have initialized. And when I say I value is 1, then it has to check with the condition. It has to increase the condition, and it has to print the value. We'll see how the working happens here. See, it is printing 1, 2, 3, 4, but our output is 1 to 5. I have given I less than 5. So if I give I less than equal to 5, if I print it now, it will give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what our expectation is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But let's understand how this is working. We have seen it is working fine. There's no problem with this. But let's see how it is working, how the execution is actually happening. So basically it starts in this way. First time we said let I equal to 1. First let I equal to 1. This is where the loop starts. For the first time, when the loop start working, it will start from here. It will say let I equal to 1. All right. Now it will go to the condition. First initialization will be taken care, and then it will check for the condition, and it will say I less than equal to 5. What is the I value? I value is 1. Then here check with condition. When I say check with condition, then what it will do? It will say I value equal to 1, which is less than equal to, what is the condition we have given? I less than equal to 5, I is equal to 1, less than equal to 5. Now it will check the condition, and what will be the resultant value here? It will be true. 1 is less than equal to 5. 1 is definitely less than or equal to 5, right? So when it is true, then the condition inside the for loop, then the block of the code inside the for loop will start executing. Same thing we have learned inside the if else also. What we learn, that whenever there is a condition here, if the condition is true, then only it will go inside the block. If it is false, it will go inside the else block. We have seen the same thing here also in the top also. If you see here what we said, if condition is true, then only print this value. If condition is false, then it will not print the value. All the looping concept have the same meaning. When the loop start working, it will start only when the condition meets, when it is true. If it is false, it will not go inside this particular iteration. If it is false, that's where the looping concept, this for loop will stop working. It will not go to the next iterations. Now what we are checking here, let I equal to 1, check the condition, which is I less than equal to 5. Now when the condition is true, then go inside the loop. Don't do these particular things. First part is this one. There are 3 parts here: initialization, condition. Understand this one, you'll understand better. If you understand this particular concept, you'll not be able to have any problem inside this for loop. So inside for loop, we have 3 different sets of data. One is initialization, one is condition, and one is increment or decrement iterations. First initialization, anyway, it's a universal fact that first it will start from here. This is the variable that is printed. So it will start from here. It says I equal to 1. And next is we have to check the condition. I said I equal to 1. Now I'm saying I less than equal to 5. 1 is less than equal to 5, which is true. Now after the condition is verified, it will not increase the I value. No, it will print the value. It will go inside the for loop. When the condition is true, then the for block code will be executed. So it will go inside the for loop. Now it will go inside the for loop and it will say, okay, print the value. Now what it will do? It will print the value of I, which is 1. Because I equal to 1, which is less than equal to 5. Then it will print the value, which is printing the value. Now once the printing is completed, it will do the iteration now. So put concentration here. There is initialization. We are checking with the condition. We see there is a condition matching. It is true. And we know that when the condition is true, this particular code or the code that is written inside this for block will get inside the for block will get executed. So when the condition is true here, this particular statement should be executed. Now when this is getting executed, it means it will print the value of I equal to 1. Now once the I value is printed, in the next step, iteration should start. Now I plus plus equal to I value will increase by 1. In the second statement, what will happen here? Let now I value will increase by 1. Updated I value is 2 now. Initially it is 1. We saw the condition. It printed the value because condition is true. and then we increase the I value by 1. So I became 2. Now again we'll check the condition. Now we'll not go here. Initialization part is done only for the first time. Once it increases the I value by 1 and it becomes 2, now again we'll check the condition. It will go back from here to this condition. It will say 2 less than equal to 5. Yes, true. It will print the value as true. 2. So 2 is printed. Again it will increase by 1. It will increase by 1. It will become 3. 3 less than equal to 5. That is right. It will print 3. Again it will increase by 1. It will become 4. 4 less than equal to 5. It will print 4. Again it will increase by 1. Now the I value will become 5. So we'll say 5 less than equal to 5. It will print the value as 5, which is printed. Now see, when the 5 is printed, we are saying 5 less than equal to 5. Yes, true, because 5 is not less than, but it is equal to 5. When you say less than equal to, it means one of the things should be satisfied. Either it should be less than or it should be equal to. When I say I less than equal to 5, it means it is working fine. It will print the value. 5 is printed. Now I will increase the I value by 1 because we know that we are increasing by iterations here. Just keep on increasing I value. Now when it keep on increasing I value, what basically will happen? I value is now updated to 6. The updated I value is 6 now. When the I value is 6, what it will do? It will again check for the condition. It will see I equal to 6, 6 less than equal to 5, which is false. Now when the condition become false, where it will go? As per the looping concept, as per if else and switch statement, it will go outside the block. So I'll put it here, console.log. Outside the for loop is executed when condition is false. Now let's see. This is what is happening. So till the 5 number, till 1 to 5, it is printing the value because we are checking the condition here. Once the condition is false, when the I value becomes 6, then we'll say 6 less than equal to 5. 6 is less than 5? No. 6 equal to 5? Definitely no. Then the condition is false and it will come out of this loop concept and it will print the value which is outside the loop. So this is how the for loop works. This is the initialization part and this is the actual working of the for loop, how it is happening in the behind the scene. Like we'll not be able to see, but this is how the work works. Any question here before we'll write few examples? We'll see few of the for loop example. We'll understand in detail, and then you'll be able to understand more.
Robin, sorry. I mean, no question, but it went completely over my head. I felt it very confusing.
Okay. So what was the confusion part?
From the for when you started for that I is equal to, from there, I totally lost. Like, what is going on?
Okay. All right. So I'll explain it one more time.
Yeah, please.
So you know the syntax. There is a syntax here which says this is a permanent, like this is a rule, set of rule. It is not something I am writing, but it's a permanently set of rule that is followed across the universe. Everyone is following this set of rules. Like how you are writing if else, you know the if, there is a syntax for if. You'll say if condition followed by open the curly braces, close the braces, and inside that condition code will happen. If statement, you are aware of this one, right?
Yes.
Okay. And in the same way, there is some set of rule, some format that need to be followed for loop also. And for the for loop, the format is there is initialization, there is condition, and there is iteration. There is initialization. Inside the if else statement, what happened? There is only condition written. Inside the if, there is only condition to be written here. But for, the loop is in this way. There is initialization, there is condition, there is iteration. It is similar to the other loop because if you take the example of another loop like if else or other loop, what we are doing basically, we are writing here, we are saying let I equal to 10 if I greater than 5, console.log. I. This is what we are doing. What is this called as? This is called as variable declaration. Sorry, variable initialization. Okay. By now we know when you are seeing the variable concept here, we said that let I, let is the keyword, I is a variable, and it has got some value, which is 10. So whenever we are providing some value to a variable, that is called initialization. We are initializing the value. This, you have any question here? This is fine?
No. Yes, fine.
Okay. Now we are writing some condition here. What is the condition? We are saying check if I is greater than 5. There is a I value. Check if the I is greater than 5. This is condition. And now if it is greater than 5, I am saying print the value and then increase the value as well. Increase the value as well. So what it basically it is saying, I is greater than 5. If I say I greater than 5, which is 10 is definitely greater than 5, it will go inside the for, it will go inside the if loop. It will say console.log I value will be printed. And then outside the I can say increase the I value. Increase the I value by 1. So probably increase the I equal to 10, which is 10. Now increase the value by 11. This is just for the understanding purpose. This is how the if-else statement work in general term. But to overcome this complexity, for loop came into picture where everything, the initialization, condition, and iterations is written inside a single block of code, inside a single bracket. Now, if you see the syntax of for, what it is basically doing there is a for, every loop start with the same keyword called for. There is initialization. What is initialization? It's initialization where there is a variable, and that variable will have some value in it. That is what the initialization is. Then there is condition. The condition need to be checked. And we know that when condition is true, then it will go inside the if block of code, and it will start executing the code that is written inside the if block. Same thing is happening here. There is a condition, there is an initialization, there is a condition. Now when condition is true, then this code will get executed. Inside this particular block, whatever code is there, that will get executed. When that is executed, there is one more thing we have, which is iteration. Iteration is nothing but increase the value or decrease the value. When the condition is getting satisfied and it is printing the value, it is working inside the code. The next statement, next thing what we have to do is we have to increase or decrease the value. We have initialized some value that need to be increased or decreased based on the condition that we have provided. This is about the syntax. Any question you have on the syntax?
No, I got it. So you are saying that in for loop, the query will start with these three requirements will be there: initialization, condition, and iteration.
Yes.
These three will be there mandatory.
Yes. This is mandatory. This is the format. This is the for loop format.
Okay.
If you don't understand also, you have to by heart this. That for loop syntax is this way. It will have for followed by initialization, condition, and iterations.
Okay.
This is the for loop concept. This one you have to remember it. There is no other way to understand this one. Syntax, you must remember it. Not only you, everyone should remember this one. So this is how the for loop syntax works. And I also said these are again optional. When I say optional, I can also declare this value outside the for loop. Like I've said here in this format. Here you see I'm not doing any initialization, I'm not doing any condition, I'm not doing any iteration. We'll see this tomorrow. In tomorrow's session, we'll cover this one. But for now, syntax is clear. Any question on the syntax?
No, Robin.
Okay. Now, whatever the syntax we have seen, in the same way, same syntactical way, I am writing a code. This is the code I'm writing. Suppose, assume that you have to print some value for n number of time. You know that if I have to print a value for n number of time, it means I have at least 50% of the output, that I know that I have to print this for this much time. It is not infinite. I don't know till when it has to print. It has to print at certain time. So if I say there is a class from 7 o'clock, you know that there is a class from 7 and it will go till 8. It might go till 8:15 or 8:30, but it will not be that the class will start from 7 and it will never end. It won't be in that way, right? So when you know that class will be from 7 to 8 or 8:30 maximum, If you join little late, suppose you woke up little late or you are occupied some other work, what you will do basically, you will join by 7:30. You will think that, okay, there's a class that is happening, it will start at this time and it is happening till 8:30. I got delay, I'll join in between. But will you join at 10 o'clock the class? You'll not join at 10 o'clock,
Hmm.
10 o'clock because you don't know the classes will run till 10 o'clock or not. We don't know there what is going to happen. So when we don't know, we will be using do while loop. We'll see in later what is the do while. But when you know that classes will only run from 7 to 10, 7 to 8:30, you have the final output, right? That it will start from 7. It might start little bit late, might go till 7, 7:15 like that. But we also know that it will end before 8:30. 8:15, 8:30 it will end. It will not go to 9. It will definitely not go till 10. It will not go till 11. So when you have the fixed output that you know that this many time I have to print the value, then in that case you'll use the for loop. That's another thing. So this is syntax. Understood about the syntax. This you have to by heart it. Everyone, if you don't understand what is this, you have to definitely by heart it. That for loop start with initialization. Then there is a condition. Then there is iteration, and code to be written inside that. Now we are saying that there is a condition for me. There is a question for me that print the number from 1 to 5. It means I have to print 1, then I have to print 2, then I have to print 3, 4, and 5. Now I have also have the output, desired output that I should be printing 5 times 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times I have to print the value. I have got the desired output. Now when I got the desired output that, okay, I have to print something for the 5 time, finite number, that's where my mind will take saying that, okay, I have the fixed output. It means I have to use for loop. This is also clear when to use for loop. Now the next thing is, how will you start writing that for loop? So you know the in the syntax you have seen that it start with looping name for followed by a bracket. These are two bracket. These two bracket, and inside the bracket we said there is initialization. So initialization, by now you already know how to initialize a variable. We'll say let is a keyword I equal to 1 because we are printing from the I. So if you see here, this one in the first class we saw in the variable, this is how the variable initialization is working. You can see here we did the declaration of variable, but we did not provide any value to it. When we are providing a value, that's where the initialization of the value become. So basically we say value is initialized. This is initialization. Let I equal to 1. Compare this with the syntax that we have written here. Compare that with the syntax that we have written. I'll just write it down here a bit. Okay. Now you see there is an initialization. We initialize the value let I equal to 1. Then there is a condition. You need to write the condition. Inside the if, you have written the condition saying that verify age is greater than 18 or less than 18. Such type of condition we have written so far. We have seen n number of question on if else. Same thing, condition we have to write it. We said initialize, and now we are saying condition. And then the condition need to be written. The condition is such a way that I have to, if you see my question here, print the number from 1 to 5. It means that I have to print the value from 1 to 5. Means condition should be either my value should be, when I start with the value as 1, that should be equal to 5 or less than 5. It should not be greater than 5, because when it is greater than 5, it means my output will fail because my expectation is only till 5. It should print me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only till 5. Anything above that is not my requirement. Anything below that is also not my requirement. So this is where the condition come into picture, and I'm saying, okay, condition is what kind of condition I'm putting. I'm saying whatever the value I initialize, that should be less than or equal to 5. Sometimes you'll write n, you'll print it here n, you'll say, you'll declare let I, and then here you'll say I equal to 1. Same thing, we have just initialized the, we have just declared the variables, and then initialization is done inside the for loop. You see also same thing, whatever we have seen earlier, same thing is happening here also. You'll see this one in the next program. But for now, let's see, there is initialization happen, and then there is a condition provided. Condition is nothing but I should be, initially I is 1, it should be less than or equal to 5, and then increase the I value. Now, when the increase of the I value works, when the condition, by now, forget about for loop, don't think anything about the for loop for now. Think about if else statement, if loop. What we did here, we wrote a condition. This is called condition, A is greater than 18. When this will get executed, when this condition is true. See, everyone understood about this one, right, so far? That when there is a condition, then only this block of code will get executed. If condition is false, this block of code will get executed? No, it will not get executed. It will move outside the condition. For example, if you see here, I said age 1 equal to 15. And I said age 1 greater than equal to 18. 15 is greater than equal to 18? No, it is less than equal to 18. So this else block of code will get executed. It will skip this particular code, and then it will start working on the else part, because the condition is false here. Same thing applies inside the for loop also. We initialized, we gave a condition, and when condition is true, this particular code will get executed. And when this condition is true, after the condition become true, it will not go here. When the condition is true, it will go to console.log. It will print the value, then it will increase the value. Think in this way. Put some concentration here. Here you'll get confusion. You initialized, you gave a condition. Now you might be thinking, I gave an initialization, I gave a condition. Now I have to increase the value also. Then I have to print the value. No. When the condition is true, then you'll not go to the printing. You'll not go to the increasing part. You'll go to the printing part. Remember this one statement. When condition is true, go inside the block. When this condition is true, then go inside the block. When you go inside the block, you'll perform the action. What is there inside the block? When this action is completed, when the action inside the block is completed, then you have to increase the value. Why? Because for loop is saying there are 3 things that you need to put inside me. One is initialization, then condition, and then increment or decrement. So when I say increment, it means that you have to increase the value. Whatever you do, I don't care, but you definitely have to increase the value, because you make sure that when this particular condition is failed, when this particular condition is getting failed, then only you have to stop the for loop. Before that, you cannot stop the for loop. When you cannot stop the for loop before that, what should happen? When the condition is true, it should go inside the printing part, inside the block. It will execute all the code that is written inside the block. And once it executes all the code, what is written inside the block, it will print that value. And then the value of I, whenever we initialize the value, that will get increased by 1. Now it got again increased by 1. Now value become 2. It will not go to here, because this have got work only for the first time. It works only for the first time. For example, if you like you will join the course. When you join the course, you will do the registration. When you do the registration will happen for in only one time. Okay, so I was saying something. Yeah, when you join the course, any course, be it any institute or any class or somewhere, there is a registration fees. Registration fees will be only one time. It will not be like you paid the registration, tomorrow when you're paying the fees, again you have to pay the registration. Again, after 1 month, they will say to pay the registration again. It won't happen in that way, right? So when the registration fee we are paying only for the first time, only for the one time, same thing is happening here also. You are initializing only for the one time, and that will get executed only once. This particular statement, initialization, will execute only once. It will not execute multiple times. What will execute multiple times? Condition will be checked multiple times. Increment will happen multiple times. When the for loop will stop working? When the condition becomes false. When the condition becomes false, then for loop will stop working. Okay. Now we have seen here there is initialization done. This will be only for the one time. I'll compare that value with the condition. And we know that when condition is true, the executor will go inside the block of code, inside the for block. It will print the value. And once the printing is completed, first time it will print 1, then it will go to the increment part. So first this will happen, this will take place. Now from here, this particular thing will take place. And from here again, this particular thing will take place. After printing, this particular things will take place. Now once this is done, I plus plus is done, which is value is increased, I value is increased by 1. Then from here again it will come back to this particular statement, this one. It will compare again. If it is true, again it will print. Again it will increase the value by 1. Again it will come here. From here, again it will come here. It will check 3 less than equal to 5, which is true. It will print the value. And from here, again it will increase the value by 1. Now I become 4. Again it will check the condition. When the condition is again checked, it will see 4 less than equal to 5, which is true. It will print the value. Again it will increase the value. Now 5 less than equal to 5, that is also true. It will print the value because we know that condition is true. It will print, it will go inside the for block. It will print the value. Now when it is printing the value of I equal to 5, now I equal to 5, now I value will again increase by 1. Earlier the updated I value is 5. Now it becomes 5 plus 1. So it becomes 6. I value will become 6. Now we'll check the condition again. 6 less than equal to 5. No, this is false. When there is a false condition, that's where the for loop stop working. This will stop working there. That's how the for loop basically works. Any question now you understood how the for loop is working? You will not understand 100%. I am sure about that. But once you practice, once you do the practice, you'll be able to understand. You'll understand these things. Well, I'll tell you what you'll understand. You'll understand there is initialization. Okay, I have done it for the first time. Then there is a condition. I'm checking the condition. I'm checking the condition for the first time. And after the condition check, your confusion will be that I have to check this value then. When I check the condition, I have to check this one. No. When you check the condition, and if condition is true, then you need to go inside the for block. If you go to your office, and you have the access card, if the access card is providing, you are putting the access card in front of your access machine, or if you're punching in, what happens? If it validates, then only you are supposed to go inside, right? It is not something that if it don't validate, still you are going inside. Once it validates, when the condition is checked, and it sees that, okay, this particular person belongs to this particular company, and he has got the correct access card. So what will happen? It will open the door. Door will get opened, door will get unlocked, and you will move inside. Same thing is happening here also. It will check the condition. And when condition is true, the for loop opens up. It will executor will go inside the for block. It will go inside this particular for block. What happened in the office case? You give your access card. If it is valid, it will open the door. Or you give your punch in. If it is valid, you'll open the door and you'll go inside the office. Now, if suppose someone is working, you will go to your office, you'll give your punch in, which you'll fingerprint. It will open the door. Now assume that I also go to the same office with you tomorrow, and I will give the punch in. Will you think it will open the door? It will not open the door because I'm not an authorized person. I'm not the valid person. The condition is not meeting there. The condition in that machine is that if the person is registered initially, or if this is a valid ID card, then only open the door of the office. For me, there is no registration. Nothing happened there. I don't have the valid ID card. My punch in is not there. My fingerprint has not been taken earlier. So if I try n number of time also, it will not get succeeded. Always it will fail. So when it is failing, will it open the gate? It will not open. If it is failing, will it allow me to go inside the room, inside the office? It will not allow me to go. Same thing is happening here. When the condition is failing, it will not allow you to go inside this particular block of code. When the condition is passed, then only it will allow you to go inside this particular block of code. Your confusion might be that, okay, I'm checking the condition. Why not after the condition I'm increasing the value? Why I'm going to the console.log? Because that's how the loop works. When the condition is met, when the condition is true, then it is saying that go inside the block and then perform the action. So it should be in the same way what I'm saying about the office. You go to your office, you have a valid ID card, you give your access to the ID card, or you give the fingerprint. Now it will open the door. There is a condition check that if it is a valid fingerprint, open the door. Now when it is a valid fingerprint, do you think that as soon as you put the fingerprint and it opens the door, do you think you'll just stand there, open your laptop, you start working? No, right? You'll go inside the office because there is a condition saying that open the door. When it opens the door, you'll go inside the office and then you'll start doing the things. It's not like you'll start doing the things outside itself. You'll go inside the office. you'll see what is happening. You'll see you have any task for the pending or something that need to be taken care today. We'll have meetings, everything. And post that, again, if you want to come outside, then again, you'll do some iterations kind of things. Same thing is happening here. There is a for loop. There is a condition check. When the condition becomes true, then it will go inside the block. It will print the value. Then it will increase the value. Again, it will compare the value. It will keep on comparing until the condition becomes false. When the condition becomes false, it will come out of this loop and it will print outside the statement whatever is printed there, whatever the value we have. Any confusion? Still you have any confusion?
No, Robin. Pretty much clear.
Okay, if you have any confusion, you can reach out to me. I'll explain you over the phone. And the other thing is, when you practice multiple things, when you practice multiple these kind of statement, these kind of question, you'll get to know. You'll get to know how this is happening, why it is printing this value. Whenever you practice, don't just practice thinking that this is an expected output I need to get. Understand the reason why this is coming. When you understand the actual reason why this output is coming, then you'll get the clear clarity what is happening. If I say print 1 to 5, if I say here print 1 to 5, it is printing the value. Output is getting desired output is coming here. If I say print console.log for the hello world for the 5 time, it is printing for the 5 time, right? But when you understand how it is printing, here I am writing console.log 5 number of time. It is fine. I understand this one, it is printing for the 5 time, but is this correct way to write? No, because if I have to do same thing tomorrow 100 times, how will I do that? I'll not be able to do. So same thing, if I say here I less than equal to 50, and now if I have to print it, will print 1 to 50. What happened? For initialization, okay. See, it printed the value. I will just take this. Okay. Okay, all right. So see, it is printing from 1 to all the way till 50. Now, when you understand this actual logic, what is happening, how it is working, then only you'll be able to understand the concept. If you just print the value, if I give you any homework, if you start printing those value, you will see, okay, there is output. You'll not understand. Your concentration will only be on the output. Your actual concentration should be how it is working, how this has printed, what is the logic behind this. Logic is simple. There is an initialization happened 1, then it is asking me to check for the condition. So I'll check for the condition. If condition is true, then it will go to the next statement. It will print the value, then it will increase the value. Now, when it is printing the value, it will print the value first time, which is 1. Now it will increase the value as 2. It will check the condition. Condition is true. Again, it will print 2. It will keep on printing up to 50. Now I value become 50. 50 less than equal to 50. True. It will print the 50. No, 50 plus 1 it will become, which is 51. So I less than equal to 50. No, that is wrong. 51 is not less than equal to 50. Then it will fail and it will come outside this block. Let me see if I have any tutorial for this one. Have I sent to people any notes so far?
No, Robin.
Okay, I will send the notes. Okay. Let me show you something. Okay. All right. If you see same program is present inside this notes where I said print number from 1 to 5. Now I'm saying for let I equal to 1, I less than 6, I plus plus console.log I. Similar thing is happening here. I is 1. It will check for the condition 1 is less than 6. It will print the value. Then it will increase the value. Now how this working is happening, you see this particular statement here. Iterations, value, condition, action. For the first time, I equal to 1. Condition is true. 1 is less than 6, which is true. 1 is printed, and then I is increased to 10. I is increased by 1. I is increased to 2. Now, understand this statement, what is saying. This particular statement, if you understand this one, you'll be able to understand the follow. For the first time, for the first iteration, I value is 1. For the first time, I value is 1. It is checking the condition, and it is saying the condition is true. 1 is less than 6, which is true. Now, after that, it is printing the value. It is not increasing the value. It is printing the value. Then it is increasing the value of I. Same thing happens in the second case also. Here, now in the second iteration, I value is increased to 2. Here the I value become, give me 1 second, guys. I'll put on mute. Okay. So what basically happens here is, for the first time, it said I equal to 1. It checked for the condition which is true. Then it is printing the value. And once it is printing the value, post printing, it is increasing the value. Here it has printed the value, and then it is increasing the value. Same thing, then it increased to 2. Now I equal to 2, which is true. 2 is printed, and then the I value is increased. Same thing we have seen so far, that inside this one, when it is condition is I is true, it is printing, and then it is increasing the value. This is how the iteration work. When you understand these iterations work, how it is working, whenever you write for loop related question, if you understand these things, then you'll be able to understand in detail what is actually happening in the backend. If you just think about the output, then you'll not understand, because output I can also print 6 times. Console.log I equal to 1, console.log I equal to 2. It will keep on printing the same value. But what you have to understand how it is printing. And once you understand that part, you'll be able to understand the for loop. So that's more or less about the for loop. We have too much, many more concepts inside this, and we'll see how to understand those detail in the upcoming classes. But for today, just understand what is for loop. If you did not understand, Gaurav or anyone, go through the video again, understand it uh, carefully. So far I did not explain for loop this slowly or this clearly to any batch. So understand it again. If you get any question, reach out to me on my phone. I'll be available over there. I'll try to help you again. And I will post a couple of questions, a couple of similar questions, whatever we have done here. Same way, I'll post the very basic question about the for loop. Try to practice it. And when you practice, don't just practice blindly for the output. Practice for the understanding. What is happening actually? Why it is printing this value? When you get this question at the time of printing, that's where you'll be able to understand the actual purpose of the for loop.